Katsu Curry from 7-Eleven Japan.
何にしますか?
Hi, I'm Scott. So, Katsu Curry. This has become popular all over the world in recent years, and there's a good reason for it, because it's such a satisfying dish. And of course, it was invented here in Japan. This one is actually a roast. It's called a rosukatsu, which is pork loin. Now, which part of the pig does pork loin come from? Pork tenderloin, also called pork fillet, is one of the most tender cuts of pork you can get. It's from the muscle along the backbone. Now this muscle does very little work, so the meat is naturally soft and lean. So in this particular one here, we have quite a fair size. Give you a close-up view. There's quite a lot of pork in there. So it's quite a big one. And also it's kind of resting on a lovely bed of curry. Now, if you've never tried Japanese curry before, which I doubt it because you're interested in this channel, but what's the difference between a Japanese style curry and like Indian or Thai? Japanese curry has a rich, slightly sweet, and a very savory, deep umami taste, and that's because they cook it with sauteed onions and the spices. So it's mildly spiced, it's very comforting, and has like a smooth, velvety texture, which just kind of coats the rice really in a nice lovely way, compared to like some other countries. Like if you have a Thai green curry, it's very kind of soup-like, but this one is really stodgy. It's rich, it's viscous, it's I love it. Let's put it that way. So I was thinking, what would be a good drink to go with katsu curry? So I decided on Pocari Sweat. So I wonder if you've ever tried this one before. It has rather an unfortunate name, because it actually looks like sweat, and it's called sweat, but it doesn't taste like sweat. Let's just crack it open. It's actually a sports drink. You're supposed to drink this when you're doing sport to give you energy and electrolytes and your salt content and everything. It's got all those good things in it. But it supposedly has a slight grapefruit taste and a slightly salty edge to it. Ah, classic. This is going to go swimmingly with a nice bit of curry katsu. Katsu curry. So in terms of spiciness, Japanese curry has a very rounded, kind of a mellow flavor to it. It's not like a punch in the face kind of a spiciness like some Indian curries or Thai curries. They're usually very mellow and gentle, and that's what I like about them. So they're also really suitable for kids to enjoy too. So how does 7-Eleven actually describe this dish? So in their product description, they say, this is a katsu curry featuring a pork loin cutlet served with a rich curry sauce that has the sweetness of onions and the deep flavor of spices. So this takes a full 4 minutes and 30 seconds to heat up fully. So while I'm heating this up, let's go in for a closer look. Man, this shit is messing with my patience. So that's all heated up, a full 4.5 minutes. Now what's good about this packaging here, some of the packaging you get when you hold it under here, it's really hot, but I can't feel the heat at all. So this is a nice package. So let me just open it up. Now you need to take this little piece of plastic off, which has been separating things. Can get a bit messy, this bit, so be careful. And there we have it. An absolutely tantalizing looking piece of food. Wow. Now you can see the curry itself has kind of melted a little bit. So when it was in its pack originally, it did look super thick, but now it's kind of, I don't know if I do that, can you see it's kind of a bit more runny now? Sorry, you couldn't see that at all, could you? Now, the smell is really, really nice. It's kind of like a sweet curry smell. And there's just so many spices going on in there. So what can be better having curry and pork cutlet and some delicious rice? This is one of my all-time favorites in Japan. Now, first, we'll have a little look at the roux, as they call it, the actual curry itself. So I want to give you a close-up here. So hopefully you can see that it has a lovely glossy texture to it, and it just looks really appetizing. So let's try just the roux, the curry itself, before we get into the pork cutlet. It's going to be pretty hot. It definitely has a nice sweetness to it. Almost fruity. So sometimes they add apple, sometimes even bananas, or I've heard sometimes chocolate into their curries to give it this really deep, kind of a fruity umami flavor. It just brings everything out. And this is really, really good. There's a lot going on in that flavor. That is not just your average curry. That has got a deep, deep taste. Now, looking at the actual pork cutlet itself, now it's a nice thick piece of meat here. Let me just show you. See, it's a nice thick piece, quite big. And looking at it here, it's cut into 5 pieces. So there are 5 nicely sized pieces of pork cutlet in there. So it's a good amount. And there's actually loads of rice in here. Can you see that? It's difficult to see because of the bright light there, but there is a really nice amount of rice. So let's try the cutlet itself. That is really tender. You just take a couple of bites and it almost melts away. It disappears into nothing. And I think the pork cutlet itself, because it's really brown, normally it's a bit more kind of orangey colored. I don't know whether they put some special spray or something, like some special seasoning or something on top of the cutlet to give it even more flavor. But it tastes like the cutlet itself also has a really kind of a powerful taste to it. Now, if we have it with the curry and the rice, which is the classic. Oh, that was hot. Now, price-wise, this is 702 yen, which is $4.89. So it's not really like a cheap dish, but you have to admit, you're getting a lot in here. You're getting your pork cutlet, you're getting your rice, and you're getting your curry. So I think the price is pretty well justified. It seems expensive from the outset, but if you hold this in your hands like this, it's quite heavy. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot of flavor going in there. So I think 702 yen, $4.89 is, it's not ridiculous. So, Katsu Curry from 7-Eleven Japan. I'm going to give this a score of 9 out of 10. This is top quality, full of umami. The pork loin itself, cutlet, is absolutely fantastic, super tender. You get a huge amount. Okay, it's 702 yen. It's a little bit, it's not one of the cheaper ones in the entire store, but it's well worth it. Definitely give it a try. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next sweaty video. Cheers.